Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into today's episode, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our weekly episodes. You can also support the channel and much more by donating at the link in the description, and we invite you to join our monthly peer mentoring group where individuals, parents, and caretakers come together in community and support of one another, also at link in description. FDA approves a new eye tracking device designed to help professionals diagnose individuals on the autism spectrum as early as 16 months of age. The number of individuals diagnosed with autism has gone up to 1 in 36 from its previous 1 in 44 back in 2018 according to the CDC. This is in great part due to the advocacy of individuals, parents, caretakers, allies, and professionals pushing the topic into the mainstream so generations young and old can not only achieve a greater understanding and acceptance toward the matter, but most importantly, a better quality of life. I'll expand on this a little further, but first let's get some more details. Take a look.
So this is a really interesting study. You can think of it in terms of AI, biomarkers, using technology to help make a clinical diagnosis. Published in JAMA, they looked at about 500 children, toddlers, 16 months to 30 months of age, and they showed them videos of social interactions of other children, and then using an eye tracking measurement, they assessed what those children, what those toddlers were focusing on. Wow. And in some cases, let's say, for example, instead of focusing on the facial expressions of the children in the video, maybe they would be focusing on the floor or a toy or an inanimate object, giving some clues that that child may be on the spectrum with autism spectrum disorder. They found it was about 80% accurate, so that's pretty good, and it took only about 12 minutes. Again, non-invasive, so easy potentially for the toddler to engage in this kind of test, but really, really interesting use of technology, media, science to make a diagnosis.
So real quick, why is it so important to get an early diagnosis?
The sooner intervention occurs, the better that child will do. And remember, it's a spectrum, so they need to be assessed, and then, you know, ideally management and treatment and intervention can make a massive difference for that child, for their family, and for their future.
I guess my only pushback to Dr. Ashton would be in her choice of words when describing the reason as to why it's so important to get an early diagnosis. For me, it's all about improving quality of life, and not just for the individual, but for parents, caretakers, teachers, paras, medical professionals, law enforcement, and so on. The earlier we can diagnose, the earlier we can establish a nurturing and constructive environment for them, while also developing a care plan to equip the individual with social skills and tools tailored to their unique individuality within the autism spectrum. Skills and tools that can help them safely and constructively navigate the real world all around them, and for the best possible quality and even preservation of life. And with respect to preservation of life, advocacy and the acceptance of this community also has a significant effect in how first responders react to emergencies involving autistic and other developmentally disabled individuals. Like in the case of Jose Bolaños, who was thankfully found after going missing in Miami, Florida. Take a look.
And a positive update this morning, a teen boy with autism who was reported missing in Miami has been found safe and sound.
The boy's mother, you can understand, overwhelmed with joy now that her son is finally back home. Local 10's Cody Weddle is in Miami with more on where detectives say they found him.
Estoy súper feliz. Súper feliz.
A mother overwhelmed with relief after being reunited with her son. Miami police say 14-year-old Jose Bolaños, who went missing after last being seen taking out the trash Friday, was found safe Saturday evening. Dariela Diaz, his mother, saying, "Thank God, I won't let him leave my side a minute now." Police had deployed bloodhounds and distributed flyers of Jose. His mother explaining what happened.
Como a él le robaron el teléfono en la escuela, entonces dice que él agarró el metro y se fue.
She says that since he recently had his phone stolen at school, he took the metro without telling anyone to Brickell and was at the Apple store, and he slept in the street overnight. The missing 14-year-old had left his family and those in the community shaken. Jose's former teacher at Jose de Diego Middle School spoke to Local 10 a few minutes before he was found.
We're hoping with prayer and believing that Jose is okay.
No he dormido nada.
His mother saying she will now be able to sleep knowing her son is safe.
Make no mistake that the police pulled out all the stops in finding this kid because of special training in support of the neurodiverse community that advocacy and support groups, much like our very own, fought to incorporate into their community policing. There's still so much work to be done, but this is a clear example of why it's all so worth it. While we're in Florida, I'll conclude here with an epic story of inclusion, empowerment, self-confidence, adaptive technology, and employers actually doing things in service of their employees, which is a very rare concept these days, and it's all going down at a local car wash in Florida. Take a look.
A car wash is a car wash, unless it is a Rising Tide car wash in Florida.
Thank you. Have a great day.
A bold demonstration of inclusion, productivity, and self-esteem.
So my brother Andrew's on the autism spectrum, and my father and I were really struggling with what he was going to be able to do when he became an adult.
Tom Derry's dad bought a struggling car wash where he hoped Andrew could work. Andrew and a lot of other people like him. And
we were able to take our first location that was only washing 35,000 cars a year and turn that around to one that now washes over 170,000 cars a year, and turned into 2 more car washes here in Broward County, Florida, that are even more successful than the first.
But know this, it has not been easy.
It was very difficult.
For many new hires, it was their first real work experience. There was trial and error aplenty, but especially on the part of Tom and his dad.
Is the business failing the employee, or is the employee failing the business? And 9 times out of 10, it's the business that needs to improve to better support the employee.
For instance, getting the cars into the wash itself normally requires contact with the public, sometimes not their team members' strong suit. So they came up with this simple sign, then color-coded the control panel.
So you were showing me the panel there. I couldn't do that panel.
Bree's exceptional at that. She's able to stay calm in really chaotic situations. She's pumped about it.
It took a while for Bree Mathis to learn the job, but she told us she's a pro now.
My new goal is that I'll be able to save a lot of money for me to travel.
We noticed a flag on her mask.
You want to go to Brazil?
Abso-darn-tootly, sir. You're right, tootin'.
Tom Derry has written a book about his lessons learned over the last 10 years. We read it.
You talk about peeling away layers of trauma. What's the trauma?
A lot of time, our employees experience significant bullying when they're in high school, as well as not feeling like they fit in to anywhere. But when they come here, this is the first time that there was a culture and a community really built for them.
A place where mistakes can be made, where mistakes are even welcome.
So we call this the dignity of failure, in that in order for people to grow, you have to push people to the edge of their capacity.
John Paul has worked here for 6 years. He told us he loves being part of a team.
Are you getting better at your job?
I am. I'm getting better at talking to customers.
One of the best measures of success at Rising Tide is the number of employees who leave.
We've had over 100 of our team members that have worked with us over the last decade have moved on to other jobs in the community.
How many?
Over 100.
To celebrate, they throw a party.
What do you hope your employees earn more than just a paycheck here?
I hope they earn a sense of self-worth and a sense of self-confidence, that they know that this isn't the only job for them. There's a lot that this life has to offer them, and this is just the beginning.
I love this so much. This is everything we aim to give to the neurodiverse community through our employment readiness program, but goes even further as an actual employer, encouraging their staff to always strive for better opportunities, because they're just as capable and deserving of better opportunities as anyone else. Shout out to Rising Tide Car Wash for doing their part in improving lives and advancing inclusion. Now, speaking of improving lives and advancing inclusion, join us Monday, October 23rd for the first annual Drive for Autism charity golf tournament hosted by Autism Ally Group. Your participation will help raise funds for developmentally disabled individuals in need of adaptive technology, food security, and other supports for the quality of life they deserve. Join as a sponsor while opportunities last, register a foursome, or do both today by scanning the QR code, texting AAG Drive to 26989, or simply visiting www.autismallyGroup.org. Autism Ally Group. Improving lives, advancing inclusion. Big thanks to JediCare, Creed Medical Group, and First Point Security for sponsoring the event. And that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our weekly episodes. You can also support the channel and our programs by visiting www.autismallygroup.org/donate. And as always, thanks for watching.